What up, everybody? This is Big Elbow, like always, chilling with those two little vatos, Averno Atlantis. And we went to the another weekend blender in Clovis, California, which is about a 40-minute drive from where I stay at in Big Tulare. And so normally I'll do my haul, I'll show by the vendor, but shit got kind of mixed up. So I'm gonna do it by I'm gonna show my indies. I'm gonna show Marvel, DC, then like by the publisher. The majority of these books were 25 centers. There's a few, probably about $3 worth of 50 centers, and there's a couple of dollar books at the end, and then some of them were thrown in for free. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm gonna start off with my indie books. And let's see what we got. So this is Greater Mercury Action number 5. That's Grips, starring Grips. This picks up where the Silverwolf series number 4 ended. So that is cool. Not Tim Vigil art, but the art's decent. It's not that bad. Not Tim Vigil though. Not on his level. Then this is just regular Grips number 5, so that shit gets kind of confusing. But I'm pretty sure I didn't have that. And kind of a segue there. Got Faust. And that is Act 4 of Love of the Damned. Let me try to straighten this out a little bit. But that's Act 4 of Love of the Damned. And then I got some Air Cell. I've seen these around. The Stark Future, Barry Blair. I love me some Air Cell indie books, black and white, 80s stuff. If you watch my channel, you know it's my shit. Never got into Stark Future. I'm gonna give it a read, check it out. I never bought it before because I seen them, but I never seen number 1, so I figured it'll give me an idea if I want to get into the series or not. And then here is number 3. I found this at a different vendor. And then, so this one I never seen before, but something about the cover really, it spoke to me. This Tales of the Ninja Warriors number 12 from CFW. Never heard it before. It says Kabuki Kid DOA. I'm assuming that's Kabuki Kid. Looks pretty cool looking character. Good cover. So I just picked it up. That was 25 center. I'm almost sure of it. Otherwise I wouldn't have bought it. Here's a Pro Wrestling Adventures Steel Pulse. Never heard of it. It's a wrestling book for 25 cents. I figure I'd check it out. This one I never heard of, but it looked cool to me. Thunder Tales, Frank Frazetta's classic jungle action comic, finally presented in quality full color edition from Fantagraphic Books. So it's a number 1 too, and I don't know, fuck Frazetta, you can't really go wrong with that, I figure, especially for 25 cents. And then let me get these out of the way a little bit. I found a Young Master book. I recently found a Young Master special that had art by Alex Nino that was dope. This is Young Master. I forget what number it is. It's kind of hard to read it. Number 8, I think. Not Alex Nino art, but Val Mayerick. His art is pretty good, and for 25 cents. It does have a preview of some Alex Nino stuff, and the one I need to get, the other Alex Nino issue, is number 6, so I'm on the lookout for that. Oh, let me get this out the way. So then some Dark Horse stuff. Edgar Allan Poe's The Conqueror Worm. I dig me some Richard Corbin, man, so I just picked that up. And I like Edgar Allan Poe also, so why not? This is Run Filler right here. Dream Thief Escape. I have. I just need one more out of it. That's number 3 of 4. I need one more issue. I can't remember which issue it is that I need. There's another Dark Horse book. I never heard of this one. The Nevermen, the greatest heroes who never existed, and I just thought it's a cool cover. Art by Guy Davis, and I'm a fan of his work, mostly from the Marquee. And I think I got that one for 50 cents. So then, at a different vendor, I found this, and that says this is number 1. I found this, the Neverman, number 3 of 3. So I thought I had just nailed 2 of the 3 issues, but evidently it's a different series. This is Streets of Blood. The other one is the first series. So still same writer, still Guy Davis. So I'll be on the lookout for those. I'll read number 1 unless it really sucks or something. Then I'll get to pick up the rest of them as I can find them. So here's some more Dark Horse. Since my Sin City collection is really pathetic, actually non-existent, and that doesn't make any sense considering how big of a Frank Miller fan I am and how much I really dig the art and style of Sin City. Like the 2 comics that I have, they're awesome, you know. So this is That Yellow Bastard Part 4 of 6. I'm just gonna start picking up Sin Cities whenever I find them, because I should have a good Sin City collection, and I don't, which I'm kind of ashamed to say. I also want some. Oh, this ain't Frank Miller, but still, there's a little association. RoboCop, Prime Suspects. I love RoboCop. Not a big fan of RoboCop comics, however, but it's RoboCop, who I'm a big fan of, and it's also by my dude John Paul Leon, and so for 25 cents I couldn't pass it up. I don't know how many of these there are, but I found number 1 and number 2, so that also makes it an easier buy for me when I see a number 1 and then also consecutive issue. Or I'm not sure if consecutive is the right word, but chronological order, whatever. There's number 1 and number 2. I just noticed right now that these covers are by Nelson. I don't know if anyone might remember, but if I'm not mistaken, Nelson did some covers for Ghost Rider back in the 90s, the Dan Ketch Ghost Rider. I don't know if he ever did any interior works, but his covers were always pretty cool. Alright, then let me get to the DC stuff that I got. I only got a couple of DC books. I got Jonah Hex, Two Gun Mojo, number 5 of 5. I don't know, I've been on a Western kick lately. I've been buying Western comics and I haven't really been reading them, but I got this one because I believe it's Timothy Truman. Just double check on that. I know there's some reason I got this. Yeah, Timothy Truman on the interiors, so that's pretty cool. And Jonah Hex is a pretty cool character. So I never read much Jonah Hex. I watched the movie one time, but I was like drinking a lot and I didn't really pay attention to it. But I did remember he could like talk to dead people. Does anyone know, is that like just in the movie or is that a comic thing too? Because I was like, what the fuck? I didn't know he could talk to dead people. And then there's another, this is a run filler, Scratch by Sam Keith, number 2 of 5. I have, with this one now, I think I have all of them except for number 1, I think. So if I find those on the cheap, I just pick them up. I'm not like super searching for them or nothing, but when they're there, I pick them up. And so now I'll show the Marvel stuff I got. Sorry, I can't remember which ones were 50 cents, which ones were 25 cents, and which ones were free, but I didn't end up spending very much, and I got quite a bit of good stuff. This is Stephen King Dark Tower. I was putting together the Gunslinger Born run for my brother, Earn Dog, so I'm glad to have that all put together, and now I can pass it on to him. He's, I believe he's reading the books or something like that, so he liked the art in one of them. He likes the J. Lee art, so I started picking them up for him where I could find them cheap. Captain America number 8, this is just run filler. I'm a Cap fan, so Mark Waid writing it is pretty good, so I just picked those up. Pretty sure that was a 25 center. And then I got this graphic novel, Volume 1, The Nam. Never read it. Was never really interested in it. If it would have been bagged, I probably wouldn't have got it. But since it wasn't bagged, I just cracked it open and looked at some art. And the art is not what I was expecting. It kind of reminds me of, almost in a way, of some Toddy Mac stuff. So I don't know. I'll check it out for a quarter. If I don't like it, I'll pass it on. But like I said, the art wasn't what I was expecting, so I grabbed it. Thought it looked pretty cool. And these are the last couple books I got. These were the dollar books I got from my man Big Bad Bruce. He always comes through with the cheap comics. This time he didn't have a bunch of 50 centers or 25 centers. He just had some $2 comics, and he sold them to me for $1 each. So there's Detective Comics number 734. I'm a big fan of Damian Scott. I just got the DC Dollar Comics version of Detective number 733. So when I see 734, I was just an instant grab right there. Again, big fan of Damian Scott. Really big fan of Damian Scott drawing Batgirl. So that was cool. And then I got, let's see. Trinity by Matt Wagner. Book 2. Sweet ass cover. Hey, you can't see Superman in there. Hold on. Book 2 and Book 3. Some dirty bastard took Book 1. I hate when people do that kind of shit. Take only Book 1. But I like Matt Wagner. So not the biggest Superman Wonder Woman fan, but Batman's in there, and I like the way they interact together with each other. And so those were the dollar books, and that was it. Those weekend blenders are really cool because there's no cover charge. There's some good vendors in there. I find some good deals. So whenever they happen, I'm in, man. I'm going. I'm trying to think. I think, did I run into 2 out there? The 2 more? I might have ran into them. I don't remember. Anyway, that was it. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Love being a part of the community. Like watching you guys, watching the videos and learning about shit has really added to my enjoyment of the hobby of picking books up. Just makes it more fun the more you know what I mean? So like if you can, hit the like, the subscribe, share with your friends, show all your homies, all that good shit. Hit me in the comments. I always like to interact with you guys. Again, thanks for watching. And like I always say, get off of YouTube and go read some fucking comics.